Hi, it's Michael. It is Friday, November 15th, 2024. I just got on Fire Road 75. I'm heading towards the Beaver Dam Trail, having left Whitestone, Virginia, 5:30 this morning. Drive was good. First hour was complete pitch black with rain. It was a little unsettling. I don't really like that, but anyway, just gonna get to Beaver Dam, get my gear loaded up completely. It's 98% loaded, and do just a couple 3 miles today to set up camp. I'm expecting some evening showers, and sunset's at 5 o'clock, so I'm hoping to set up my camp by 3. But yeah, now that I'm on 75, definitely overcast. Down in the valley near Seneca Rocks and what have you, Franklin, there was some sun and some blue sky. But Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, either partly cloudy or cloudy, but no rain called for. But you know how that goes. But anyway, yeah. A couple of light drops hitting my windshield. The goal today is to do Alder Run and then either camp the same place I camped in September, or maybe someplace a little more sheltered in the Spruce Grove. We'll see. And there is a fire ban in the entire state of West Virginia, actually. They're still battling drought conditions. And, now I'm in the clouds, which I love. And I'm just taking it easy. This trip, every day is short mileage, so I can set up camp early, relax, explore my surroundings, listen to coyotes, listen to owls, watch deer walk by. I already saw a couple of deer on Fire Road 19 a little while back. And yes, I did remember my Durston Kakwa 55 backpack. Fire Road 19 was in good shape, better than I remember it back in September. I don't know if they did some grading. But the plan is 4 days, 3 nights, though I do have the option to bail out a day early on Sunday if I feel like it. But I think 4 days and 3 nights in November in the Sods is a good trip. Be interesting weather. It's gonna get real cold tomorrow. Dry Fork, which is 2,000 feet lower in elevation than where I'm at now. Call it 31 degrees for the low. So it's probably going to be about 5 or 6 degrees colder. So what does that make it? 25? Yeah. But I got my merino. I'm going to be looking for a new sleeping bag in the near future, or quilt. Looking for something around 2 pounds, but at least a 10 degree rating. I'm going to stop filming because I'm already at a little over 6 minutes. You know, there's only so much you can see driving on this beautiful fire road. All right, hello again. Not that far from the Beaver Dam Trail. It's a very light drizzle, cloud drizzle. And, yeah, it is what it is. Road seems like they improved it since I was last on it in September. Alright. So Beaver Dam Trail is the only trail in Dolly Sods that I have not done. And I've done every other trail more than once. Most of them many, many times. So that's a nice little feather in my cap to say that I've hiked every single trail. A little rocky, ruddy road section. No views today, at least not right now. This might be the Beaver Dam Trail right here. I see one car. Yep, I have arrived. It's windy, I can see it. Alright, I'm gonna stop filming. Alright, hello again. I hope you can hear me okay. I'm at the Beaver Dam Trail, the old truck, and it's pretty breezy out. Low cloud cover, and about 43 degrees, and it's Friday, November 15th, 2024, and I'm heading down the Beaver Dam. I'm gonna find the Alder Run trail, which is an unofficial trail, and then look for either sheltered place to camp or camp where I camped in September, but that one's not sheltered. It's just the opposite. It's completely open and exposed. Anyway, I got to get that pack on my back and get moving. All right, that's where I'm heading. Beaver Dam Trail. This will be the last trail that I have not hiked before in Dolly Sods, so I'm looking forward to that. All right, catch up with you later. All right, I'm a little ways in on Beaver Dam Trail. A lot of water draining on the trail, but that's the Dolly Sods, all right? You deal with it. You plan for it. And don't go walking around making extra side trails because you don't want to get your tootsies wet. But got my microphone on. Hopefully the wind isn't too bad for all you out there listening and watching, which I really appreciate. But not too far from here, I don't know, 10, not maybe 15, 20 minutes to picking up a side trail. That looks like a game trail there. But I'm going to check my guy. I'm pretty sure that's not the social trail Alder Run, although I need to look at my guy. Anyway, time to keep hiking. All right, been hiking for an hour. I'm on the Alder Run trail, slowly making my way towards Upper Red Creek Valley / Dobbin Grade. Looks like I'm about to enter section of spruce forest. If I see a campsite that is really good, I like to use the phrase campsite that speaks to me. I might take it. It gets me out of the wind. Protects me from the rain a little bit more. Because the place I stayed at in September, overlooking Dobbin Grade, fantastic, but it's exposed. And I got a great tent. I thought about bringing my tarp and cordage to protect my tent. I do that sometimes, especially when I know I'm in for some serious weather. Beautiful country. My gosh. I've already seen several deer in the last couple hours. Spruce Grove. Maybe there's a magical sight. When I have to drive 260 miles over the course of 5 hours, and 1 hour is in the dark with the rain, which is really quite stressful to me, and I come up to Sods or Roaring Plains, my first day, I try to take it easy. Hiking in the clouds. The Aqua 55, feeling great. I got it loaded up, but still quite manageable. All right, coming up to that spruce forest. I might not find anything. I might have to camp where I did in September. Not the end of the world. Just improvise, adapt, and overcome. But I'm sure glad I'm out here. Alright, I think I found my home for the night. I'm on the Alder Run trail. I'm in this beautiful stand of spruce and found a nice tent pad right there. And I'm out of the wind. That's gonna be really good. Fire ring, one of the cleanest fire rings I've ever seen for Dolly Sods. But yeah, you know, after a long 5-hour drive and shortened days, sometimes you just have to take advantage of the time you have and the location and where you are and just make the best of it. All right. It's 3:30 in the afternoon. I'm on the Alder Run. Weather's kind of crazy, cloudy, like in the clouds, very breezy, a smattering of rain. I'm hoping it doesn't amount to much. At least that's what Weather Underground says. But I wanted to show you, I found a good campsite in this spruce grove, and it does give me some protection from the wind and a little bit from the rain, I suppose, but wind can be just as difficult as rain. But yeah, it's in there. I'm really glad I finally got to check out this trail. Now, I'm not going to see anyone today, that's for damn sure. The weather's nuts. Sometimes I even surprise myself not coming up with an excuse to spend the night at a motel in Franklin, West Virginia. But I did stop at that motel and parked in front of it so I could use their Wi-Fi and check Weather Underground. But here we go. I'm pretty happy. I got everything set up by 3:30 because at 4:30 darkness arrives, so I don't have much time. And Anyway, I'm sure I'm going to spend many hours laying down because of this daylight savings time. Anyway, here's my tent, fire pit. Not building a fire because it's against the law right now. Durston Kakwa 55. Really liking this pack a lot. Oh look, there's a beer hiding in my pack. How'd that get there? Oh my God, there's more beers and whiskey. Anyway, I'm set up. I'm gonna sit down and relax, and hopefully the rain hold off so I don't have to hunker down in the tent. But you gotta do what you gotta do. But it's pretty nice. I haven't really gone this direction, which is the way I'll be heading tomorrow. But having a good time. The weather is just really interesting. All right, here's my setup. Well, it's Michael. It's 4:35 p.m. Friday, November 15th, 2024. And it gets dark in a half hour, so I've had a beer and a couple of sips of whiskey and feeling fine, doing it right, doing it responsibly. You can see some precip blowing. Huh, interesting. But just saw a deer, and it's going to be a interesting hike between wet trails and crazy weather. The craziest weather is tonight, and I need to think about hunkering down, so I just want to make a short video before I hunker down in my tent. And yeah. Hello, it's 4:40 p.m. Friday, November 15th, 2024, and I'm in Dolly, Sods, and just making a small video before I retire to my tent. And it looks like I got my flashlight on my phone, so it's probably gonna mess up the video. But anyway, I'm having a good time. I'm safe. It's cold, it's damp, it's cool, it's windy. I'm fine. All right, good morning. It's 7:15 a.m. Saturday, November 16th, and it's 36 degrees. I camped off the Alder Run trail. Just had a cup of coffee, and I'm gonna have my hot power shake, which is a mixture of Nestle's vanilla instant breakfast carnation thing with Starbucks beer and some sugar. It's really good. And I was in the tent for about 12 hours. I stayed dry, I stayed warm. Thank God for wool and merino. It's breezy, it's overcast, and I only have like 3 or 4 miles. I got a Ford Red Creek this morning, and that should be fun. But heading up Dobbin Grade to that campsite past the Beaver Dam area. But I had to get up 3 times in the middle of the night and go pee, but so be it. And slept really well. Lots of dreams, most of them strange, par for the course for me. And yeah, it's not raining. I really appreciate that. Today is going to be the coldest day of the whole trip. The high and dry fort, which is 2,000 feet below me, is supposed to be 53 with a low of 31. So that means the low tomorrow morning is going to be in the high 20s, below freezing. So bundle up for that. But I'm going to slowly start packing up. If I'm on the trail by 10, I'm cool with that. This whole trip was designed low mileage, plenty of time to camp, rest, chill, and pack up. Anyway, as far as precipitation, there might have been a smattering of sprinkles throughout the night, but mostly there was condensation on the spruce needles above me and the wind blowing them off that was falling down and hitting my tent. But my tent is even starting to dry out as I speak. Anyway, I need to have my next hot beverage and then slowly start packing up. All right, good morning. It's about 9:15 a.m. Saturday, November 15th. I'm at my campsite on the Alder Run trail and I'm heading towards Red Creek, which is in that direction generally. And my black diamond hiking pole I've had for years. Quite happy with it. Leave no trace where I camped. Anybody else that comes here, please respect this spot. It's very peaceful and it's very clean. It's time for me to hike on Dunkenbarger and cross, ford Red Creek. Saturday morning, Alder Run. It's about 9:15. Just came across another campsite, and it looks like there might be a couple more here. So this Spruce Grove, it's a nice spot. Yeah, this campsite's the biggest one I've seen. I just took the first one, and I'm fine with that. This one's massive. Holy crap. Let's see how this fire pit looks. It looks like I'm going to be getting out of the Spruce Grove in just a second. This is a big fire pit. This has been used a lot. It's got some burnt trash, but I've seen worse. I believe I'm heading that way. And I came from that direction. And don't you just love the spruce? All right, into the clouds. All right, coming out into one of those classic Dolly Sods spruce meadows. And I have my noise reduction on because it is windy. Hopefully that's helping. Seems to do a pretty good job. This little external microphone does make a noticeable improvement in the audio of my videos. I'm just going to film for a minute. I can see what looks like Upper Red Creek Valley. I'm not that far away from where I camped last September, overlooking the same valley. It's breezy, it's cold, air is damp. Not raining, thank God, because it'd be hypothermia. And I would have to reconsider everything. So, not much views, except for a few hundred yards. But man, you really feel like you're on a high elevation plateau, which we are. I'm looking forward to hiking past my old campsite from September, as I mentioned. Got plenty of water. I got about 2.25 liters, but I'll be able to pick up more. The ford of Red Creek is going to be a pain in the butt, but there's no options. Woo! Wide open country. This is why I wanted to come back to the north end to do this particular trail and one other trail that I hope to do tomorrow. That is the plan. I'm referring to the two unofficial trails. This one and the other one that kicks off of Raven Ridge. All right, it's getting windy. All right, good morning. It's about 9:45. Right in the dead center of this video, you can see a couple of spruce trees, and faintly there's a yellow birch. I believe that is where I camped. In fact, I'm almost positive. I'm going to zoom in on it real quick. Yeah, right there is where I camped. And I got to hike down a small bluff to Red Creek and cross it. So that should be fun. Sorry about that. All right, I'm going to film a little bit. It's kind of otherworldly this time of year, this type of weather, heavy cloud cover. You know, winds 9 to 12. Although I had a few gusts last night that were probably close to 15. Yeah, that's definitely where I camped. And I thought about camping here yesterday, but I think I made the right move because this is just too exposed. And then the wind chill would have been significant. And that Spruce Grove, which I'll pan back to, way back there, that Spruce Grove. Again, I'll zoom in on it. That's where some campsites are, out of the wind. Feeling good. I got my merino hat on. I got a Patagonia Polypro t-shirt, which is warm for just a little t-shirt, followed by a merino base layer, a Woolrich heavy-duty wool shirt, and my Arc'teryx Zeta. And I also have my outdoor research puffy jacket inside my pack, which I wore last night. When I camped here in September, serenaded by coyotes throughout the evening. They would do their thing for 10 minutes, stop an hour or two, and do it again. That's pretty cool. So that's Upper Red Creek Valley, just past those trees I mentioned, It drops down. Dobbin Grade trails down there. And I am finishing up this unofficial trail called Alder Run. And it's a beauty. It's a real beauty. And I haven't seen a soul. And I may not see a soul. It's a great place to camp when it's sunny and warm and not windy. No firewood. I am going to check the fire pit and see if it's clean as it was when I left. Although I didn't have a fire because there was a fire ban and there's no firewood around here. Almost there. It's a really scenic spot. The sunsets were phenomenal. The undercast clouds in the valley below, mind-blowing. So I consider this to be one of the best camping spots in the Sods, but not in the cold, windy conditions. All right. Let me just check my focus and exposure. There we go. The color of the grasses is just really cool. And I got to go down there and cross. Wow. It looks good. I don't see any trash, so thank you. That's the way I came from. Okay. All right, approaching Red Creek, or Upper Red Creek, I should say. Dobbin Grade Trail, coming down the little bluff of Alder Run. I'm gonna stop, take off my hiking shoes, put on some creek sandals, and do the cold, short, easy ford. Yes. You ford creeks, you don't fjord creeks, which I stupidly did in a previous video, but I got a chuckle out of it. Love to see some black bear. I've only seen black bear North Fork Mountain several times, and Cranberry Creek Wilderness, another wonderful place to hike. Yeah, Saturday morning in the Dolly Sods. And I really don't have that far to go to my next campsite. So it gives me time to air out my gear, eat some food, and go from there. Now, I hope it's not too deep. Last time I did it, I had my hiking shoes on. I never took them off because it was September and it was warm. But I'm hoping I can just roll up my pants. But, all right, I got to stop. There's the creek I have to ford right there. Beautiful country. Well, I just finished walking across Upper Red Creek. It was a few inches deeper than it was in September. And I had to take my pants off completely and walk across in my underwear and creek shoes. Probably the funniest thing I've done in the Sods ever. But yeah, it came up mid-thigh, right below the edge of my boxer briefs. And I hope that's not too much information. I don't think so. But it went well, it went smooth. And I'm gonna keep following Dobbin Grade to that campsite that I've mentioned many times and set up. I'm hoping to be there by 1. So I need to keep moving. And yeah, just saw a couple other backpackers heading up Raven Ridge, and that's the first people I've seen on this trip. All right, I'm heading west on Dobbin Grade. I just met a hiker named Alan. We actually made comments on the Dolly Sods Facebook group, so he recognized me when I told him my plans were. Seems like a nice guy, and it'd be great if these clouds broke and some sun busted through, especially when I get to camp. I gotta dry out my rain fly. The toe box of my sleeping bag is damp. That's not bad. Good old Dobbin Grade, middle of November. It's cold, it's probably only like 37, 38 degrees with a moderate wind. But crossing the creek went well, as I mentioned. Happy about that. I'm gonna eat lots of food today because it's gonna get cold tonight. All right, I gotta put the camera away. All right, still on the Dobbin Grade, heading to the Beaver View Trail. This part of Dobbin Grade is more woodsy, less muddy, and that's always a good thing. Beautiful this time of year. Obviously it's post-autumn. The campsite there, it's all right. I always mention this when I make these videos in Roaring Plains and Dolly Sods and Cranberry. Just mind-boggling the effort that went to make logging railroads in this rugged country. It just is. The effort and expense and labor. Holy cow. Warming up. That's good. I might have to shed a layer shortly. Might take a short break at Beaver View Trail. Have some peanut butter crackers. All right, I'm gonna put this away. All right, it's about 11:30 in the morning, give or take. I'm on the Dobbin Grade, heading west. So I have this external microphone, and it's attached like where your lapel would be. And there's a little foam cover that goes over the actual microphone. Well, I lost it, fell off. So I'm hoping it still works fine, but probably have to upgrade. but I think I'm about a mile, maybe a mile and a quarter from my camp. So it's gonna give me plenty of time to get set up, air out some gear, eat some food, and later on in the afternoon, early evening, enjoy some adult beverages. Even in mid-November, the scenery is just really spectacular. The colors and the hues and the tones. Has warmed up. I just shed my Patagonia Capeline t-shirt. Feels better. Hiking in the Sods. This is a nice stretch of the Dobbin Grade. I'm on the western half, which I've done several times. Back in September, I did the full Dobbin, and I had really good conditions as far as mud goes because they were in a drought. Coyote poop, you see it everywhere. I don't know if this cloud cover is gonna lift. It might briefly. Anyway, gotta keep hiking. Okay, back in September, I walked across this beaver dam. I'm not walking across it today. The water's flowing right over the top of it, and I don't feel like getting my feet wet. So my goal of hiking to that special campsite, which is probably 3/4 of a mile that way, has been changed. I'm going to backtrack and figure out a place to camp. You can see the lodges there. Well, I just said in the previous video, plans changed. The dam is flooded. Not walking over it. Well, I gave it a shot. I was able to do it. My feet didn't really get wet. I'm grateful for that. So I'm going to continue on with the original plan, and hopefully that'll be a little lower in the morning. But yeah, Beaver Dam country, Dolly Sods. All right, I get to my campsite. It's right around noontime now. All right, yay me. All right. Thought I was going to get stumped there back at the beaver dam. It looked kind of sketchy crossing that dam with water flowing over it, which wasn't the case back in September when the drought was in full gear. This is a nice section of the Sods. I got 2 liters of water, which is not bad. I'd like to get 1 more liter. Thinking I got about 15, 25 minutes to drop this pack. Gosh, I'd be so happy if these clouds lifted. They should be lifted by tomorrow. Alrighty, it is Saturday. It's 4 p.m. November 15th, 2024, and I'm at my camp. I arrived here at 1 in the afternoon. Took my time getting set up and airing out some gear, and everything is good. And in the last hour or so, the weather has improved. The sun is trying to make an appearance, and there's actually patches of blue sky up there, which given the last 48 hours was heavy, overcast, cloudy conditions with light drizzle. But anyway, I'm gonna give you a quick tour of my camp. Just had dinner, peak refuel chicken coconut curry, which is turning into one of my favorite meals. I had one back in September when I camped out on Rocky Ridge, and I eat the whole darn thing, and 900 calories is what I need because it's gonna be cold tonight. Right now it's about 38 degrees. When I wake up, I'm expecting about 26, 27 degrees. It's the coldest night of the trip. So I got all my thermal base layers on. That's the way it came from today. And I'm gonna backtrack that way about 1.5 miles to Beaver View Trail and take that up to Rocky Ridge Trail, pick up Raven Ridge Trail, follow Raven Ridge for half the distance, and then take an unnamed social trail to the Bear Rocks Trail, and then pick up Dobbin Grade on the far east end and get close to my truck for ride home Monday. But here's my camp. My tent dried out. It was very damp this morning. It's camping in the clouds. And I don't know if I've ever set up my big Agnes copper spur that taut. It is perfection, absolute perfection. Virtually no wrinkles. Really like this tent. It's 2 pounds, one person. It's a little bit bigger than the normal one person, so that's good. Just had a couple of beers. Yeah, they're on the ground, but I always pack it out. Helinox, electronics, tent, sleeping bag. So, seen quite a few hikers today. I would say probably about 14 hikers, and half of them were day hikers, half of them were backpackers, and I'm doing well. I got my merino base layers on. Man, worth every nickel. But in about an hour, I'll be going to bed at 5:30. Yeah, that's crazy. But I slept well. The sun was peeking out that way. Clouds are moving along quite nicely from the northwest to the southeast. And everything is well. I got dry gear, I got warm gear, and I got food, and little nightcap of Jack Daniel's Tennessee honey. This campsite is the one that I've walked by many times and thought, man, I really want to stay here. So this is one of my goals. Goal 1 was Alder Run. Goal 2 was this campsite. And goal 3 is tomorrow to do that unnamed social trail that branches off Raven Ridge Trail back to Bear Rocks Trail, very close to where Dobbin Grade Trail meets Bear Rocks Trail. But anyway, I'm doing good. The pack has been great. And I mentioned this previously this morning. Crossing Upper Red Creek in my underwear was pretty fucking funny. But anyway, I'm gonna get this phone back on the charger and just chillax for an hour or so. All right, I hope you guys will subscribe to my YouTube videos and like or comment, because it really helps me grow this little channel. All my videos are made with my iPhone, and then I use the iMovie app on the same phone to make the actual video, and they're pretty good. They're not, high end, but they're good for what I have, and I'm quite content with that. All right, and I miss my buddy Jack Porter, my cat I adopted a year ago. He is such a good boy. All right, thank you, and I'll catch up with you later. Okay, good morning. It is 6:30 a.m. Sunday, November 16th. And it's a cold morning, but it's dry. And heard coyotes singing last night. And had all my warm clothes on except for my rain jacket. And there we go, sorry about that. The tent is performed amazingly. Sunrise. I had to get up in the middle of the night and take a pee, and the whole campsite was completely illuminated by a full moon, which you can see up there. So I got full moon and sunrise. Ground is a little frosty. Water bottles are partially frozen, but not fully. I was able to get my shoes on with a little bit of effort. But anyway, I gotta get some hot beverages. All right, good morning. It's Sunday, November 16th, 2024. It's 8:42 a.m. and I am all packed up. Gonna have some water, and I'm gonna retrace a mile and a half back to Beaverview Dam Trail and go up there, pick up the Sundew Trail for a very short distance, and then take a right onto Raven Ridge and follow that halfway down to the other social trail that I want to hike. Durston Kakwa, really loving it very much. And the weather forecast that I looked at before I left home said morning showers tomorrow, so we'll see. But time for me to hit the trail. All right, catch up with you later. All right, it's exactly 9 a.m. I just broke camp. It's a good site. I'm gonna name it Birch Grove Camp. You get these yellow birches. And heading back towards Beaverview Dam into the sun. I don't know what the temperature is, but it's probably in the mid 40s already. It was below freezing this morning when I got up. All right, I gotta cross that beaver dam again. That was a little sketchy. Anyway, I'm gonna put the camera away. Hard to see in the sun. Beaver Dam area, Dobbin Grade Trail, Dolly Sods. A little after 9 in the morning. A little bit of ice on the trail. Nothing serious. All right, time to keep going. All right, good morning. It's about 9:45. Just picked up the Beaver View Trail. Gonna take that up to the Sundew Trail. Then bang a right onto Ravens Ridge Trail before finding that social trail that I want to do. I just took off another layer. This may be the warmest day of the trip. Might get into the low 60s. Feeling good. At some point I gotta water up down to 1 liter, which is fine. Anyway, Beaver View Trail is not that hard. I think there's a little bit of uphill. Time to hike. All right, I am on Beaver View Trail, and this little faint path is an unofficial trail that will take you down to the Beaver Dam area in Dobbin Grade. This will be the only social trail I have not done. I actually thought about doing it this morning, but I was like, no, I'm gonna stick to my plan. This is a nice campsite, no water, but nice. And the views of Rocky Ridge, I'm gonna zoom in, quite lovely. Yeah. Beautiful country, Dolly Sods. Love these meadows. All right, time to keep hiking. I get about 0.7 to the Sundew Trail. Or is it the Raven Ridge Trail? Anyway, it's that main artery. Hiking along the Beaver View Trail. Rocky Ridge is to my left. It's a nice trail, really nice. Easy to follow, not really that wet. Glorious vistas. Lovely day. Still gonna see how I feel later on this afternoon. Spend one more night here, possibly head down to Franklin, spend the night there, and get an early drive to Whitestone next day. I haven't decided yet. There's Rocky Ridge. I've camped up there many times. It's glorious. Okay. All right, about 10:30 in the morning, Sunday, November 16th. Coming to the end of the Beaver View Dam. and I picked up the Raven Ridge Trail. A couple of previous videos, I said the Sundew Trail. Because the Sundew Trail connects to Raven Ridge, and then Raven Ridge continues to Rocky Ridge. And it's all kind of one big artery. Yeah, for those of you that can't get out here, this is what it looks like. I can see the trail sign right up ahead. Making decent time for an old guy. Dolly Sods is one of the highest plateaus in the eastern United States. Roaring Plains, Flat Rock Plains is a little bit higher, and it's close by, very close by, like southwest of where I am. A little panel, yeah, that's the way I came from. Hiking is what I like to do. But I love camping as much as I love hiking, if not more. Because I like hiking to beautiful spots and then just chilling and exploring and relaxing. Just soaking it all in. All right. Thank you, Beaver View Trail. Didn't see any beavers. I've been on this trail many times. Never seen a beaver. That's kind of a stupid joke, but anyway, we'll take a short break. And I expect him to run on the hike, because this is one of the main thoroughfares in Dolly Sods. Alright, Raven Ridge Trail is only a quarter of a mile from the Beaver View Trail behind me. And I'm going to take a right here. The Sundew Trail continues straight to Bear Rocks and Fly Road 70. I'm going to follow Raven Ridge for 7/10 of a mile and look for this social trail that I'm calling Raven Ridge Spur. Raven Ridge Social. And apparently it's only like 9/10 of a mile. And it'll take me back to the Sundew Trail, very close to where Dobbin Grade meets Sundew. So that's the plan. So far. Mulling over getting back to my car, spending one more night in the woods. All right, pardon the wind. Can't use my external microphone because I forgot to recharge the mic. But I just got off Raven Ridge Trail and I'm on that side social trail that heads down to the Sundew Trail, very close to Dobbin Grade trailhead. And hopefully I can follow this. I've been very good at following these social trails for many years, but you know, it's only 9/10 of a mile, and go from there. All right, ciao. All right, I'm on that unofficial trail that branches off of the Raven Ridge Trail. Done about half a mile of it. So far, you gotta pay attention. Checking my GPS, sniffing out tread, which I'm good at. So, for me, that's how you do it. You gotta have a nose for the tread. And in this time of year with all the leaves on the ground, it's more challenging. And you have to know how to use GPS, which is not that hard. I will be happy when I finish this section though. But it's always cool doing something that very few people do. All right. All right, just came out on a meadow on this unofficial social trail off of Raven Ridge. Just passed a couple of very large blue tarps just laying on the ground in the woods that I remember some conversations with people on the Dolly Sods Facebook group mentioning. I didn't bother to look underneath them because just didn't feel like it. Call me chicken shit. I don't want to discover something weird, strange, gruesome. But this is an area that not many people hike because it's an unofficial trail. Social trail. So far so good. First part was a little squirrely, but I figured it out. Be a nice place to camp here if you brought some water. All right. Heading that direction. Okay, I'm on that social trail. An area few people actually do for obvious reasons. But I like checking out old trails. Always have. Even when I was a teenager and a young man in New England, especially in New Hampshire, I'd get old maps and look for abandoned trails and try to find them and hike them. It was really cool. Trails come and go sometimes. I think that's the ridge that Fly Road 75 is on. Almost positive. Not that much further to the Sundew Trail and then Dobbin Grade Trail. Heard a grouse a little while ago. Just saw a really large pile of bear poop. Gonna keep my eye out for good campsites. I'm not gonna stay, but I'll waypoint it for future. All right, I just completed that unofficial social trail, one of the goals of this hike. Feeling really good about that. Never really noticed this side trail. Maybe I just thought it was a game trail. But I'm on the Sundew Trail where those small boardwalks are. And I gotta head that way a little bit. And probably take Dobbin Grade to Beaver Dam back to my truck. But please, if you're not experienced following unofficial trails. It's semi-bushwhacking. There's lots of game trails. It's easy to get misconstrued, turned around, and I don't want anyone to have that happen to them. Believe me, it's happened to me a few times. It's not fun. There was time in New Zealand on the South Island where I was turned around for a full day. Yeah, I was lost for a full day. It wasn't fun. But anyway, I'm doing it. All right, coming down to the upper headwaters of Red Creek. Easy crossing. Where Dobbin Grade starts is very close. That looks like the way to cross. Been a good trip. All right, there is the new Dobbin Grade sign right off Sundew. I'm going to take that way to Beaver Dam to my truck. I find this section of the Sundew, also known as Bear Rock Trail, to be really uninteresting and boring. And it also involved a 0.8 of a mile road walk on 75 back to the Beaver Dam Trail. But I'm really disappointed about the trail sign that used to be there. It had multiple notations on the different trails on Dobbin Grade and the mileage. One of the few trail signs in the Sods had mileage. But I know Beaver Dam is about 0.6 of a mile that way, so not a big deal. So, most likely I'm gonna stay in Franklin tonight. Just relax. All right, can't wait to have a cold beer at my truck. Okay, well, I'm back on Dobbin Grade for a short while. I was on it this morning. I was on a good part of yesterday. Camped on it yesterday. Got to do the full Dobbin in September. That was wonderful. But anyway, I got a short distance to Beaver Dam and then about 0.75 miles to my truck. So I'm not gonna camp at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's fun once in a while, but it can get old. See that? That's a game trail. That's not an unofficial trail. That's a game trail. That's why I mentioned previously, if you're gonna follow these unofficial trails, you need to know what you're doing. Preferably go with somebody else who's done it before. All right, hike on, beer on soon. All right, it's about 12:30. I got 3/4 of a mile to my truck. I think it was a good decision. Chance of rain tomorrow morning. I don't feel like breaking down and packing up in the rain. It's a pain in the ass. That's the Beaver Dam Trail. That's where my truck's parked. 3/4 of a mile. A little bit of uphill, nothing crazy. There's a beaver pond with a beaver lodge. Dobbin Grade. It's been a great trip. 0.2 of a mile. I'll pass where the Alder Run trail branches off from this trail. That will complete the loop with a little bit of a lollipop tail from that point to my truck. So that's kind of cool. But anyway, I'm pretty sure Beard 30 is just around the corner. All right, I hope you can hear me with the wind. That is Alder Run, which I picked up Friday in the clouds and drizzle. Beaver Dam, I got 0.6 of a mile to my truck. It's about 12:48 in the afternoon. That's the direction I came from. And it's been a great trip. And yeah, love coming up to Dolly Sods. 3 days, 2 nights. Always a nice trip. Just long enough to be adventurous and short enough that you can look forward to restaurant, your bed, your pet. Here's Jack Porter, my awesome cat. Anyway, I gotta hike on. I'll be in my truck in about 20 minutes. All right, I'm on the Beaver Dam Trail. Hope you can hear me. This is the view I couldn't get on Friday because it was completely socked in with clouds and mist and high winds. We're down there, Upper Red Creek, going towards Dobbin Grade over that way. I camped way past that ridge last night. Probably close to 5 miles already, which is good for me. But I'm close to my car, like 1/4 of a mile. And it's been a great trip. And I hope everyone will watch my YouTube videos, like, comment, and/or subscribe, because that helps grow my channel. Thank you.